within Awa.
Braid that hair and grab those 3D glasses because we are going back to Pandora. I'm Scott David, the Director of Investigations at Animal Outlook, and it has been more than a decade since we last got a cinematic look at the lush, vibrant planet of Pandora. On that planet live the Na'vi, 10-foot-tall humanoid blue creatures with weird appendages hidden in their hair that can connect to other living things, like you're plugging a USB into them. This process, known as Sahelu, lets them order animals around and ride on them. The appendages can even transfer data, like memories and voices from the past. In the first movie, the Na'vi community has a deep relationship with not just animals, but trees, which the Na'vi can also connect to through Sahelu. This clan and those similar to it live in gigantic trees over 100 meters tall, appropriately called home trees in their language. In the Na'vi's view, the trees and all the other flora and fauna of Pandora share a connection to Awa, the Great Mother, their deity. This connection is said to be particularly strong in some of the trees like the Tree of Souls, in which Awa herself is believed to reside. The major conflict in Avatar, at least the first one, involves these trees. The Resources Development Administration, or RDA, has come to Pandora to destroy the home tree that is so important to the Omaticaya clan of Na'vi that the main character Jake befriends. See, the RDA wants that sweet, sweet unobtainium in the dirt beneath the tree. It's a powerful conductor of energy that's used in microchips and vital for interstellar communication. The RDA also tries to destroy the Tree of Souls as an additional incentive for the Omaticaya to leave. So yeah, trees are a big deal on Pandora, and they're a big deal on Earth as well. Between 40 and 75% of all species live in rainforests. Trees also sequester about a quarter of all terrestrial carbon, which is important for combating climate change. In the movie, Jake tells the Na'vi that by 2154, when the movie is set, humans have already destroyed all the green where they come from. So by the time of the movie, we can posit that Earth's forests have already been decimated. And deforestation is definitely an issue on Earth right now, just like it will be in space in the future, apparently. I'm talking about it on this channel because on Earth, deforestation has a lot to do with eating animals. Not so much to do with the search for unobtainium, because that doesn't exist on Earth. And it shouldn't exist anywhere, because it's a terrible name. But on Earth, we're losing more than 5 million hectares of forest per year. That's an area larger than the Netherlands. Just under half of that loss is in Brazil and Indonesia, which are the number 1 and number 3 countries in terms of rainforest coverage, respectively. And you may have heard that people are cutting down trees to grow soy. And if that's the case, it must be those vegans who are to blame for all this deforestation. Those who make this claim, though, neglect to mention that 90% of soy grown is used to feed farm animals. Only 6% of soy grown globally is directly eaten by humans. Additionally, across the globe, 41% of tropical deforestation is due to the expansion of pasture land for cattle. That's land where forest has been replaced by grasslands for cattle to graze. In the Amazon, that number is even higher. Cattle ranching is responsible for a full 70 to 80% of deforestation there. And if you've seen the movie Fern Gully, you might expect the forest to be cleared via a giant claw and chainsaw machine that maybe has like a big smog monster popping out of it. Or maybe they're shooting all the trees with missiles, like in Avatar. In real life, trees and rainforests are often cut down at the end of the dry season and burned before the rainy season. The burned plants provide the soil with nutrients so crops or grass can grow. And if you're trying to grow grass for cattle, the area has to be burned every few years to prevent the growth of larger plants. The loss of trees means less habitat for wild species and less carbon sequestration for the environment as a whole. Huge multinational companies profit from this destruction, so it's not just the responsibility of people who live in these countries. The US imported $216 million worth of beef from Brazil in the first 9 months of 2021. And yeah, forests aren't just being cut down for animal agriculture. Plant products like palm oil are also implicated. But as with most things like climate change, energy consumption, and number of animals killed, animal agriculture has a much bigger effect. Animal ag uses 83% of farmland globally, but only provides 18% of calories and 37% of protein. So we could use a lot less land by all going vegan. or by being a futurevore, which is what James Cameron calls it. He even made all the set catering for Avatar 2 vegan. Or he made it futurevore. Or future food? I don't know. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you back at Home Tree.